Getting honked at by an impatient John Deere driver. Alright, we're back up and running. Yeah, but just lost my internet connection briefly for a second then. It disconnected the live stream, disconnected my my chat, everything, so a bit weird. Happens every now and again. The architect is blaming the Matrix. How you doing, Paul? Right, next batch of sheep on the way. So 10 sheep, how much does that cost us? We're at 147,000. I didn't actually look to see how much it cost us. I'll pay more attention this time. Just read on Giants Forum, precision farming is compatible with seasons and mob maps. Ah, that's good to see. In that case, we'll definitely have the chance to try that out next week. Ugh, 12 miles an hour. That's so slow. Never seen traffic this slow before. It's painful how slow it is. I didn't confirm. There we go. Cover back on. Off we go. In that case, 100 sheep, no problem at all. Might even do a mix and match. Might throw in some sheep for lambing as well. How you doing, John? Thank you for the like. Paul says, am I going to do City Skylines again? I will do a City Skylines next year. As I said earlier, I've got one trophy left to get the platinum, so I will be having one more crack at it at some point next year to go for that trophy. And it's the hardest trophy. It's the 5 years of 95% happiness or more. I've got some new faces in the chat. Riley, Alex and Zahib. Welcome, guys. You are 5 hours ahead of me, Zahid. It's 4:35 over here. when we drop these sheep off, we'll have a quick look and see how our Steiger's getting on planting our canola. Alright, transfer those over. There we go. What am I currently doing in Farming Sim? This. This is all I'm doing in Farming Sim, this live stream on a Sunday. Alright, let's just take a quick look. We've almost finished this patch. Has he missed any bits? Nope. Another good job so far. That's what we like to see. I think I'll do 50 sheep that are going to be for wool, and then we'll do another 20 sheep for lambing, and we'll split it up that way, and then I can put a little bit more of this money back in the account, ready for either a new combine or towards new fields for next year. How you doing, Germany? Or Germany G? I don't remember seeing you in the chat before. Are you new to the channel? Maybe. Ah, all mysterious like. How you doing, AK in the hay? Long time no see. Oh, we've got a car coming. That's going to be a crash. I think there's a tractor coming as well. Yeah, there's a tractor coming. Oh, why is this traffic so ridiculously slow? There's not a lot that needs to be done on this map in terms of a patch, but the traffic speed needs to be improved. 12 miles an hour is just too slow. Trailer number 3. I'm nipping out in front of that guy. He's too slow. I'm not getting stuck behind him. There we go. Architect says, do like the live play format and the game variety is appreciated. I've always wanted to be more than just a channel focusing on 1 or 2 games. You know, that's why I call myself Jimbob Plays Games rather than Jimbob Plays Farming Sim. So it's always nice to try out other stuff. And I do like the I do like live streaming. There's less. Oh, he's trying to turn into me, isn't he? I do like that there's less pressure with a live stream in terms of time pressure. I can stream for as little or as long as I want. You know, I get to have a chat with you guys in real time. There's no heavy editing process that needs to be done afterwards. I may go back to doing some edited stuff next year, but I'm just going to do live streams for the rest of this year. We'll do this on a Sunday and then a lot of Cyberpunk when that comes out next week. I might throw some 2 Point Hospital in there for good measure as well, now that I've picked that up. This map definitely needs an upgrade to speed up the traffic. Yeah, like I said, you know, it's just way too slow at 12 miles an hour. Painful getting stuck behind vehicles. Nick says, am I any good at logging? I'm not bad at logging. You know, I don't tend to do a lot of it, but I'm not too bad. move those over. There we go, that's 30 sheep. Just top up the water trailer a bit more. Water. There we go. Let's go check on our bale over here as well. Yeah, the bale has been automatically eaten down. Look, it's got 1400, I can't really see, is that? No, 1940 left on the bale, less than 2000 litres, so that bale is automatically getting used up just by being there. That's good, I like that. Wrong button, there we go. Right. 2 Point Hospital has been on my watch list. It would be interesting to see what you think of it. Yeah, I mean, I was excited by, or say excited, I was interested in it when I saw the trailer. I read some reviews because it had been out for a while, I think on either Xbox or PC, one of the two, I forget which one, and it reviewed very well. So it was a game I always intended to get, but just never got round to, and now it's on sale, half price. I couldn't say no, really, so I'll definitely be checking that out, and hopefully it'll be as fun as it looks. Mr. Otter says also heard great things about it. Not got round to it though. Architect says, are US discs compatible in the UK? Yes they are, but there is a caveat. The PlayStation 4 is region free when it comes to game discs, so you can put American discs in a UK system or a European system and they will run just fine. However, when it comes to movies, they are region locked, so you can't play a region 1 Blu-ray on a region 2 machine, and so on and so forth. However, with the problem with buying or importing a foreign disc is that if you ever want to get DLC for it, you can only get it from that region's store. So if I were to buy this, for example, standard edition as an American disc, if I wanted to buy any of the DLCs, I would have to buy them in dollars on the American store. I couldn't use UK DLC with an American copy of the game. I hope that makes sense. Or at least that's what I remember them saying when it first came out. I mean, it's possible they changed it since then, but because we are talking, what, 7 years ago now, but that's what they were saying 7 years ago when the system came out, is that game discs were not region locked, but the DLC is. But movies are still region locked, so you couldn't watch American Blu-rays on a European PS4. But game discs should, in theory, work. I don't have any imported games, so I honestly couldn't test that and verify it. Okay, so this is trailer number 4. This will take us up to 40 merinos. So one more trailer of those after this, and then we'll look at getting a couple of trailers worth of lambing sheep in as well. And I think we'll go for the ones that are purely for lambing, that don't produce wool. So we've got a clear distinction between the two. Never bothered with imported game discs because I thought they wouldn't work. Download all my games now anyway. Yeah, I mean, I think the only real reason you would need to import games is if you wanted something that was pretty much limited to just the Japanese market. You know, there are some very weird games that are in the Japan region only. And that's about the only reason I could think of that you would want to import something, unless there's a specific collector's edition of something that you want that's only available on one continent and not the other. But I mean, everything's a lot more uniform than it used to be back in the old days of Nintendo and Sega being the predominant systems. Back then, importing games, there was a real difference between the two. I remember Street Fighter on the Super Nintendo ran at 30 frames, was it 30 hertz on the PAL version, but the NTSC version ran at 60 hertz. The PAL version also had black borders around the top and bottom of the screen, to letterbox it a bit as well. Yeah, there was real difference between different systems, as well as different versions of systems, as well as different games back in the 90s. Not so much anymore. Hey there, Mackenzie. Welcome to the chat. Right, one last trailer of merinos to get. Of course, everything's kind of synced up release date wise now as well. It's usually there's only a few hours difference in when something goes live. Most games release at midnight local time these days, so there's 5 hours difference between a UK and an American release. There's an hour difference between a Europe and a UK release. Australia gets their stuff first because they're like 11 hours ahead or 13 hours ahead, depending on what time of year it is and whether there's daylight savings involved. But everything's usually within 24 hours. Everyone has access to something. It's not like it used to be, again, going back to the 90s, when sometimes it took 3 months for a game to be released in the UK after it was released in the States. And sometimes it took another 3 months or even 6 months to be released in the US, having already been released in Japan. Those days are long gone. Back then, it made sense to import something if you could live with the Japanese text and you really wanted to play something. Instead of waiting 6 months to get it, you could import a copy. But like I said, that doesn't really apply in the modern world anymore. Everything comes out pretty much the same day, or within a few days of each other if there is a slight delay. It's certainly not anywhere like it used to be when I was growing up. Thank you for the sub, Mackenzie. How you doing, Leo? How you doing, Gavin? And Breaded Virus, how you doing? A little bit of frame stutter there as I turn that corner. Alright, last load of merinos. And then, which one was it we'll be after that? Was it the Dorpers? Yeah, it's the Dorper sheep. Oh, they look the same. Ah, okay. Well, it's the Dorpers that we'll be going after we've taken these back. We'll get 2 trailers of Dorpers. Oh my god, KJ Wiggins, how are you, my friend? Long time no see. Right, can I knit in front of this and back again? Oh, just. There's the BG8. We'll be selling some silage there towards the end of the year. I'm not bad. I'm not bad, KJ. How you doing, Mr. Peach? Welcome to the stream. Our Steiger should be done planting our canola as well by now. We'll tidy up what needs to be tidied up once we've dropped this trailer off. Unload. Confirm. Leave the trailer there for a second. Top our water bay up a bit more. And we've got to be close to using up that bale. Yeah, just 557 litres left. Okay. Right, have a little auto save. Check the field. Field looks done. Good stuff. Just a little flyover. So we can see any obvious gaps in the planting. All looks good. We did that bit ourselves. Let's check along here. Yeah, all looks good. Beautiful stuff. Right, let's fold this up, put this away. Alright, take it easy, Mr. Water. Get everything cleaned and put away. Still got fertilizing to do as well, but we'll probably use a different tractor for that. Actually, I might use the Steiger for that as well. No, we'll use the old Magnum for that, I think. Architect has been bouncing around from farm to farm lately, having a tough time settling. Yeah, I've had that problem with 19 a lot. This is the first map I've been able to settle on since what was it? The first one I played on with the John Deere, not the first one, the second one I played on with the John Deere stuff. I can't even remember what it was called now. The Oxygen David map. Now my brain is just not working today. Marwell Manor, yes, thank you. Couldn't think what it was called. I was thinking something Manor, something Meadow, and it just couldn't remember. Alright, this is going to be tricky. Trying to put this away with this tractor. Tight gap. we go. While we're here, we may as well pull this out. Pack that just there. And switch over to the other tractor. Right, I'm not going to put too much fertiliser in this. 5,000 litres should do it for now. We can always come back and top a bit more. And we'll go back and finish the sheep off before we press on with fertilising. How you doing, Uncle Matt? Welcome to the chat. Yeah, rumours of my death are greatly exaggerated, as you can obviously tell. Hey then, Chris. Yes, this is Stone Valley. It's a good map. Nice big American map. Really good field layout. Hey then, Red Robot. Is it a custom built farm? Yes and no. I mean, there are a few dedicated starting farms. There's the one we've just driven past over there. There's another one a bit further. I'll show you them on the map in a moment. There's also the pig farm just over there somewhere. Where we're playing isn't really a farm, it's just like a house and a shed, but I've built up a farm around those buildings. I put a mailbox in to turn the house into a sleeping area, spawn point. I've added in an extra small little shed, the silo, the workshop, a fuel point, and made a small contained farm in that bottom area. Right, so we're after Dorpers. Okay. Very tight, like a good British farm. Well, this is set in Illinois, so there's a couple of different geos you could use. There is an Illinois geo, but there's also one that's designed specifically for this map, the Stone Valley geo. Alright, so here comes the first question for all you experienced seasons players on FS19. How long does it take for the lambs to grow? Is it a full year? Is it 2 years? Because I haven't done animals on seasons in Farming Sim 19, so I have no idea how the breeding works this time around in terms of having animals to sell. I'm guessing it's going to tell me which ones are young, which ones are lambs in the seasons menu. About a year. Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I expected. Oops. Move. Confirm. Right, last load of sheep. Just going to jump out for a second. Well, the grass is growing quite quickly. It's not ready yet by the look of it, but it's growing quite quickly. Oh, I just thought I'm going to need a loading wagon. So I'm going to do silage. It's just as well these sheep aren't going to cost us an absolute fortune. And that's one thing I do appreciate as well, is proper animal prices, you know, just a few hundred rather than several thousand for an animal. I mean, they're still not hyper realistic, and I'm sure they're actually cheaper in real life than £400 per sheep, but it's a good start. I'm guessing that the prices for animals fluctuate just like they did in season 17, depending on the time of year. Cheaper to buy them in the fall, yeah. I guess we'd probably be paying a slight premium to buy them at this time of year, but we'll get them in. And give us something to work on while we're waiting for stuff to grow. Alright, final load. There we go. Back to the farm. How you doing, Corey? Oh, have you gone into modding, have you, KJ? I take it you've moved over to PC gaming. Have you made any equipment, or are you just concentrating on the map at the moment? And I'm guessing it's going to be based somewhere around where you are? Here we go then, the last of our sheep. There we go. Right, let's get this parked up. I'll top up the water tanker one more time. The sheep thinking about making a break for it, but it's not going to get over that cattle grid. There we go, and that first bale is gone. Stick a second one out there. What's the weather forecast? So they've got rain scheduled, not for the rest of the week, not till Saturday. Okay. I'll leave a couple out then. Go. There are a couple of bits of equipment that I do need to get. I want to buy, not a silo, where's the modded Karsha pressure washer? Not there. Don't think it's in decoration. Nope. Okay, we'll do it the other way. It's in miscellaneous. There it is. Or is it this? No, it's this one. Where are we? There we go. Let's plonk this down near the equipment. Stick it there, and then we can move it. What else was I going to get? I added another mod. I don't know if it's compatible. No, it's not. It's a shame. It's a front loader. Nope. Front loader tools. It's not showing up in here either. Maybe it's for wheel loaders then. Nope. Telehandlers? There, the tool bale. Yeah, that looks like it's a 3-point attack. Let's see. No skid steer. Yeah, I mean that figures it's probably too heavy. Map is just US based. Okay, well, good luck with it. I hope you have fun with it, and hope it's successful for you. Mr. Water has returned, and Fortnite and Robbins have joined us. Welcome. How much, speaking of case, is that wheel loader? 175. Is there a case telehandler? I can't remember. I think there might be. Yes, there is. Get Nokian tyres. We'll put a beacon on it. Wheel setup communal or wide. We'll go with wide for a bit of extra, hopefully a bit of extra stability. Okay, we'll buy one of those. And we'll buy a tool bale. Short forks or long forks? Let's go with long forks. Buy that. Oh, I wonder, did I install it? No, I didn't. Okay, so there's a mod that we need to go and install. Did I build this farm, or is it from the map? I kind of custom built it, but we're not at the farm you're thinking of. So the default farms, you've got the main farm here. This is the starting farm. If we just jump over to that. So this is the starting farm here. You've got big open space, some sheds, silo. That's where the house is, but you can sell the spawn point on the house, but the house itself stays. You might recognise this if you've played on Lone Oak. This is the Lone Oak house. And then there is a secondary farm down here. With a silo just over there, quite a big silo. There's the tipping point. And we've got some smaller sheds, as you can see. And then there's a house over there. No spawn point on that house. There is also the sheep farm, which is where we are here. There's a cow farm over here, which looks awesome, but I'm not going to break into cows, at least this year. There's a pig farm over here as well. It's a really big pig farm. And then there are lots of little potential farms dotted around. So there's this area here, which is just a house and a couple of sheds. There's another one here, which is a couple of sheds. I thought there was another one somewhere. There's the one I've got down here, which was a house and a couple of sheds. And all I did was add in a mailbox to turn that house into our spawn points. I added the workshop and the fuel pump and the silo there and the 2 silos there, one for lime, one for fertilizer. I added this silo here because the big tanks were already there, but they're just decorative. And then I added this small shed just here as well. This was already here as part of the map. And I've got most of my equipment in there, as you can see. And then my 2 tractors go there. The plough just lives outside next to the seed tanks, opposite the workshop area. And so I took an existing mini area and just converted it into a farm. Right, as I said, we've got a mod that we need to install, so let's save and go to the mod hub. How you doing, Rabbit Man? And Gaming with Ash, good to see you. And Tiny. There we go. Oh, it's not going to load the mod hub. There we go. We'll wait. Wait. There is a telehandler weight that I'm looking for. At least I thought that was. Unless it was in the telehandlers. Let's have a look. There we go. That's what I was looking for. How you doing, John? And Jeff the Dragon Seer. Or Jeff Dragon the Seer. Any other weights that we can look at, or any other mods? No, I think we're pretty good. What needs an update in here? Oh yeah, it was something I've uninstalled. The Skyrock pack. Alright. How much time did I spend on the initial farm setup? Not too long. It was just a question of adding in a few little bits and bobs that would sit quite nicely with what I was trying to do. There's not a huge amount of space available, so there's very limited amounts of things that you can actually plop in there. How you doing, Ben? Yeah, Jeff, I'm just doing this to get used to animals with seasons. Not doing it to make tons and tons of money. I mean, the wool's going to be nice as a. I don't really tend to run sheep very often. I tend to run cows, so it's a nice change for me to run something a little different. Plus, I do have a bunker set aside to do some silage with the grass as well. So we'll have some ways of making some money. Right, so oh, wrong button. Weights. There it is. 1,500 kilos. I'm going to go with 3,000 because we are going to be looking to shift 8 bales at a time potentially. We can always trim that down if we need to. Supposedly has travel mode. There we go. Very nice. Where was the steering mode? There we go. Front wheel only. There we go, just while we're on the road. Nip out ahead of that car. And off we go, back to the farm. How do you, Shane? As far as I know, sheep have a mating season, which I think is spring. I don't think they mate all year round in real life. I might be wrong, but that's what I'm led to believe. Bucks County is a lovely USA map. I'll take a look at it at some point, I guess. But I'm going to be playing on Stone Valley for a while. I want to try and get a couple of years worth in this before we think about moving to a different map. these are the fields along here that we'll be looking to expand with next year. These small ones down here, 5, 19 and 4. I don't think we'll be able to afford any of the bigger ones. But depending on how our harvests go, we should have enough cash to splash out on 1 or 2 of those, maybe all 3. Oops. There we go. Accidentally skipped to a different piece of equipment. Right, so theoretically with these long forks, you should be able to get 2 stacks of barrels. Bales. Why did I just call them barrels? I'm not going to grab 2 on this one, so I want to test it. Yep, excellent. So we use our skid steer to move. Nope, that's the harvester. There we go. To move that single bale out of the way. There we go. There's no clamps on this. That could be potentially problematic. A little bit of jiggling. And then this is the only custom thing I've added to this farm down here, was this big bale shed. Go. Now, can I park this under here, or am I going to need to put it in a different room? I can fit it in there, but yeah. Go. Park that there means I'll have to move the tractor. I'll put the tractor in there, I think. close the roof hatch, there we go. And now we'll move this. Nope, there we go. Circle. And we'll plonk that here, out of the way. Move the skid steer. And then we're done at this farm for the day. We can head back to the main area. Oh, we needed a loading wagon as well. I forgot about that. Okay, what size loading wagon? Something decent sized, not horrendously expensive. 26,000, 20,000, 16. That's 35. 34, that's cheaper, considerably cheaper for only 10,000 difference. I think that might be the one we get. What's that one? 23. Yeah, I think we'll go with the Rep-X. So I have to take out a little bit more cash. Push that all the way up to 1 million. More than I wanted to spend, but I am going to need that for when we do our silage. Yeah, just that one, because I need to have a little bit of cash to play with. And 1 million is my hard limit. I'm not going past that. So we need to go and collect that. Let's take the Magnum. We'll save ourselves a bit of a trip. We'll reset it to the oops. We'll reset it to the base farm. Go and collect it from there. Is it important to only have mods with the snow mask when playing with seasons? It depends. Anything that doesn't have a snow mask at all means you'll get snow on the floor of the buildings. If it's been coded just to be compatible with seasons, then you might not get snow on the roofs, but you won't get any snow on the floor. Some have been coded specifically to have snow on the roof as well. But yeah, if you're playing with bales, then you need to have a storage area that is seasons compatible as a minimum, so your bales don't rot. Because if your shed just lets snow fall through it and land on the floor, then your bales are going to get wrecked. The new JD Gator mod looks fantastic. The one from Black Sheep, yeah, I've been seeing that one pop up on Facebook. It does look good. So I'll get this back, try and figure out where I'm going to store this. I was going to put this next to the bale stuff, but I've just put the tractor in there, so I might have to find somewhere else for the tractor. Or I might just leave the skid steer actually in the... No, not the skid steer. I'm going to leave the telehandler. No, yeah, I'll leave the skid steer in with the bales, because that's going to be used more frequently to actually take bales to the animals. Whereas the telehandler is going to be purely for loading bales. And after we've done this, we can jump on and start fertilizing our stuff, our fields. So I need to move that 1455 out of there now. Yeah. Come back with the bucket in a minute. Oh, nearly went over. Stop the forks there. I'll squeeze in here. I'll have to move this forward a bit more. And the bucket I'll leave just there. There we go. There we go, getting cramped in here. And now I've got a space for the loading wagon. There we go. Right, back to the main farm. Oh, and for those who missed it on the earlier videos, the earlier live streams, this is where my bunker is, just here. I really wanted to put a shed in here for the combines, but it just doesn't let me place one. So I decided to go with the clamp in that space instead. Ninja's back. Right, I put what, 5,000 litres in there, didn't I? Yeah. That should be enough, I hope. So field 30, and then these fields down here. We'll do the fields down here to start with. There we go. What's my opinion on the Alpine DLC? I've had a quick look at the map. It doesn't really grab my attention. I haven't really used any of the equipment, so I can't really comment on that. Still not quite over enough. That should do it. There we go. Yeah, I had a quick look at the map after the live stream a couple of weeks ago, and it's alright, but I can't see myself spending any great deal of time on it. And as I say, as far as the equipment goes, I haven't really used any of it. The only thing I've tried out is the continuous baler, which is quite nice, but that's about the only thing I've used. Oh, we missed a strip there as well, look. Oh, well, never mind. I don't normally bother fertilising grass, but I want to have a good yield of silage for when I do, a good yield of grass when I do my silage, because that's going to be important for us when it comes to making some money. Oh, which reminds me, I need a decent sized bucket for a telehandler. Oh, why are you stopping? Is that the join on the two fields? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I need a decent bucket for my telehandler for silage. That's only 2,500 litres. That's not enough, so I'll have to invest in a big bucket as well. I'll find a suitable mod and install that later. Yeah, I missed that question completely. Yeah, there is a geo dedicated for this map. There's a Stone Valley geo, but there's also an Illinois geo which you could use as well, because this map is set in Illinois. So if you don't like the Stone Valley one, there is a slightly different one that you could take a look at. See what you mean about the map. We've got so many mod maps now that Giants maps aren't as exciting. I think Giants just aren't very good at making playable maps. They're great at making maps that look pretty, but aren't that much fun to actually play on. Fellsbron was alright, but I really didn't like the other base game map, the American map. I can't remember what it was called now. Something Valley, I think, maybe. No. But the base game American map, I don't like it at all. I mean, it looks pretty, but I don't think it plays very well. There's so little space as well. They made this huge song and dance about being able to create your own farm, and there's practically no space. Ravenport, yes, thank you. There's hardly any space on that map to actually set up a decent farm of any real size or note, unless you eat into one of the decent sized fields that you're going to want to work, which is poor planning on their part. There's all these piddly little fields dotted all over the place, but if you want to set up a decent sized farm, you have to eat into at least one or two decent sized fields. The last mod map from Giants that I really enjoyed was Sosnovka, back on Farming Sim 15. I liked the way that one was laid out, but Goldcrest Valley was kind of bland, kind of meh. Westbridge Hills was good, but that was an old map that was recycled on 15. That was a Farming Sim 13 map, I believe. So I don't really count that one as a recent map, because that was part of the Titanium expansion for 13, if I remember rightly. I think instead of making maps that look pretty. So a couple of my friends are messaging each other in a chat group I'm in. You're going to start seeing a few black pop-ups on the screen. I think instead of just concentrating on making a map that looks pretty, they should work on maps that are functional. Because there's so much small equipment in the game, I think instead if they're going to give us two maps, they should make one map that's got good sized fields for medium to large farming, and one map that's got small fields and is designed for small farming. So if you want to take advantage of that starting equipment, but they always, every time they bring in a new brand, they tend to flood, at least a new equipment brand rather than a sort of a manufacturer. They tend to flood the equipment bay with a lot of new small equipment, like with the Alpine DLC. It's all small stuff. There's nothing really for medium to large farms. Bring out a small map for that stuff where it's suited, and then bring out a DLC like they did with Big Bud that works well on larger maps. But yeah, not impressed with Giants map making. Tends to be more about the aesthetic than the actual gameplay. Right, after this we've got the rest of that field to do, and then we've got our wheat field to do, and then that's going to be it for the stream for today. So not too much longer left. Have I seen that the port of On the Road is coming in Feb? What is On the Road? Are we talking a map, or are we talking a game? It's not something I've heard of. Do you get block roads in the winter for this map? I've not played it enough to know. I don't know how heavy the snow is with this map. I guess we shall find out as the year progresses. I don't think Ryan's still in the chat. He was playing on this map and has been for a while. He could have answered that question, but I don't think he's still in chat. Architect says he'd like to see used equipment into the game. In addition, more freedom to create. I definitely support old, second-hand equipment and a second-hand marketplace. Buying equipment that has multiple hours on it, so it's much cheaper but less reliable. I'd like to see, or requires a lot more maintenance to keep it operational. I'd love to see that. A trading, a second-hand marketplace. It's very rare we get old equipment from Giants. It's usually the modders that provide the older stuff, and Giants provide the shiny, gleamy, you know, fresh out the catalogue stuff. I mean, all the vehicles I'm using on this map, they're all mods. None of it's base game. The only thing that's new is the telehandler we just bought. Everything else is older stuff. This Magnum is an old Magnum. The two Steigers, one's a very old Steiger, one's a not as old but still old Steiger. The one that's in the shed. The Combine is an old Combine. You know, it's nice to be able to use older equipment, especially when you're starting, and then as the farm progresses and grows and your power requirements start going up as you get bigger and bigger equipment and have larger areas to work, then it makes sense to upgrade to something big and new and shiny and straight out the catalogue. You know, the big quad track, you know, tractors, and the brand new Magnums that have like 400 horsepower. That's one of the reasons I chose case for this Let's Play as the theme for the branded equipment, is because there's a lot of old case equipment on the mod hub. So you get to start off with older stuff, and then, you know, you can progress the farm and start bringing in the newer, shinier stuff as you go. Get a nice sense of progression, a sense that you've had to buy older stuff to get started because it was cheaper and the newer stuff was too expensive, which invariably, price wise, on the mod hub it generally is anyway. A lot cheaper to buy the older stuff. Fellsborough roads do not get blocked, which is a bummer. No need to purchase a plough. I've tried about 4 different geos and the roads never get blocked for Fellsborough. Yeah, I think it's depending on how the roads are coded. Giants likes to keep their roads completely clear, I think. I don't think, I'm guessing you don't get snow on the Ravenport map either that blocks the roads. But there are a lot of mod maps out there that do get snow on the roads. Not necessarily to the point that blocks them, but I mean, it depends whether you've got traffic on or not, but you can certainly roleplay that they're blocked and need to clear them. How much fertilizer we got? 2600? Yeah. So we've used about half. We're going to need to add a little bit more, I think. I don't think we'll have enough left to do field 33. Oh, it's not 33, is it? 33's already done. It's the one above it. Our canola field. 30. That's a little bit bigger. Yeah, we're going to need to put some more in the back of the spreader. random question, but what mic do I use? At the moment, I'm using the PlayStation Vita earbud or earbuds. You know, two earbuds with a microphone attached because it has a mute button on it. I'm waiting till I get a PS5 before I get a new singing or dancing shiny headset. And that's not going to happen till sometime mid-late next year. On the Road is a truck game better than Truck Driver. Well, it can't be any worse. Yeah, I mean, if that's coming, I'll keep an eye out for that. I didn't buy Truck Driver, but I saw enough of it to realise that I was not going to like it. We're still going to need to fertilise that as well, so if we overfill, it's not the end of the world. Yeah, Cab, I picked up the Vita microphone, let's see, maybe 5-6 months ago off Amazon. You can still, I think they're about 20 quid. Too bad. I think that's how much I paid for mine. Let me see if I can trace it down. Let's pull up the Amazon app on my phone. I bought them in August. And they're currently selling for $22.50. Slightly pricey for from an earbud microphone, but like I say, it has a mute button on it, and a lot of them don't. And I wanted to have that ability to mute my mic when I needed to, so I didn't mind paying a little bit more. Plus, Sony mics are always pretty good quality. Right, last strip for the alfalfa. And then onto the canola. we go. So let's go put another. Let's see, we used about 4,000 litres, or just under 4,000 litres to do these fields. So let's go and put another couple of thousand in. Some of the fields on Stone Valley get a weird grey grass texture. Not sure I've noticed that, unless it's a withered crop that you're talking about. There we go, 4,000 litres should be enough. Oh no, not this field. Every time you hear alfalfa, you think alpaca. I keep calling it alfalfa. I think because I'm thinking of Lion King with Mustafa. Oh, sorry, Mufasa. Mustafa. Mr. Otter says, I have On the Road on my gaming laptop. It's a good game, in some ways better than Euro Truck. Allows you to get out of your truck to refuel and load your cargo. What about map size? What's the gaming area like? Is it, you know, really, really small, or is it actually a really good sized sort of driving area? Oh, yeah, this is, yeah, I think you mentioned this a couple of weeks ago in the stream, and I couldn't remember what the game was called. And I was looking at Germany Truck Sim, and I couldn't find it. I'll remember now. On the Road. I did some YouTubing and some Googling trying to find it, and I couldn't. I did see there's a police simulator set in Germany that's coming next year, and that looks rough. It looks, I mean, I know it's in early stages, but I mean, it looks rough at the moment. The character models, I mean, the car looks nice, but the character models all look horrifically proportioned. Really awkward walking as well. It just, yeah, it doesn't look good. Really hope they can improve on that, because I'd be interested in a police simulator. Right, take it easy, Jeff. I can't remember what it was called. It was a police game that's supposed to be coming out early next year. I was looking at PlayStation 4 footage. I don't think it was Police Autobahn. I think it was something else. It might have been. I'm not sure. I'd have to go back a long way through my history to try and find it. Your save has got corrupted. No attempts to retrieve it from the cloud have worked. It may just be that the save file The problem with having an auto backup is that if your game gets corrupted and you don't realise it, it's been a while since you've played, then your corrupted backup can end up getting, your corrupted file can get backed up on the PlayStation Plus storage as well. So it might be that's what's happened. It might be that your backup has you've uploaded without realising you've auto-uploaded the corrupted version and overwritten the healthy backup. So I don't think you'll need to reinstall the game, but I certainly think that save file's gone if you can't get it back from your PlayStation Plus storage. I've had a save break on me before, but luckily it hadn't uploaded to the Plus storage, so I was able to retrieve the previous version. I lost about 3 hours worth of gameplay, but I was able to get it back. Minus those 3 or 4 hours worth of gameplay, and didn't lose the whole thing. But yeah, it is possible if it's been a while since you played, between it crashing and corrupting, and then playing again, it's probably what's happened is you've also uploaded the corrupted file over the top of a healthy file. It's a shame, but there's not really much you can do about it if you're on auto, other than switching off automatic uploads and then just trying to remember to do it once a week or something. Am I on Twitch? No, I'm not on Twitch. Oh yeah, no, the footage I was looking at was Autobahn Police Simulator 2. Yeah, bits of it looked good, but other bits of it looked really rough. Let's have a quick look for On the Road. Ooh, weird gurgly noise from my stomach there. Sorry if you heard that. Right, just this to finish off, and then we are done. So I think we'll start winding this stream down now. I've been going for about 3 hours, a little over, so a good time, a good amount of time. The plan then for next week, assuming that everything comes out fine and works fine, is for us to use the precision farming mod with our big soybean field 29. It's already got the ploughing and the cultivating and 2 stages of fertilizer done. Doesn't need liming apart from this very thin edge here. So we can look at trying out precision farming next week on this field here, because everything else is now planted, and seeing if it gives us a nice boost to our yield for our soybean crop. It'd be interesting to see what happens with these as well, what level they're going to be at. So yeah, that's what's coming up next week, is a chance to play about with the precision farming and get our soybean planted. We'll also obviously be looking after our sheep a bit more, and then depending on how things go, we might skip a day and come and do a bit of grass work as well, if that's grown in. We'll see how it goes next week. I will be streaming Cyberpunk as soon as that goes live. Well, not literally as soon as it goes live, but sometime on Thursday. I might possibly do a late night stream on Cyberpunk, I'm not sure. But I'll be streaming a lot of that over the next coming weeks. I'll just go live and there'll be no set time. It will just be I'll wake up when I'm ready to start playing. I'll turn on the stream. I'll play some Cyberpunk, and if you want to come along and take a look, you are more than welcome. Obviously, I know that there'll be some people who won't want spoilers, so probably won't want to check it out until they've played it a bit. But I'll stick the videos or the live stream replays in a playlist on my channel, so you can always check it out whenever you want to. So until then, thanks for watching, and I will see you all again very soon.